God bless you, and welcome to another podcast, A Simplistic Word with Elder Dwight Kenneth Kirk. God bless you, everyone, and thank you for joining Elder Kirk on this Tuesday evening. Everybody, this is what we will get into today. Let us talk about doubt and fear. Let us talk about doubt and fear. I will give you the scriptures. I have scriptures on doubt and I have scriptures on fear. I will be reading one from doubt and one from fear. Right now, I need you to take down the scriptures for your study time. Matthew 21:21, James chapter 1 verse 6, John chapter 20 verse 27, Matthew chapter 14 verse 31. That is under doubt. Under fear, Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10, 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, and Psalms 34 verse 4. With doubt and fear, we need to understand that, as we always say, doubt is the number one enemy of your faith. And a lot of times we get an understanding that fear freezes us. We won't move when it comes to fear. We're just scared to move forward or to just do anything. It has a grip on us, whatever the thing that has us being fearful. And as we talk right now, we can talk about domestic violence. We can talk about, as Elder Kirk always say, the pastor has you fearful. You can never leave the church, because if you leave the church, you're going to die and go to hell. God don't want anything to do with you. Today, what we're going to talk about with doubt and fears, we're going to talk about your faith. We want to talk about you moving forward. We want to talk about the things that are holding you back. You have heard, and I have heard for so many years, that when we're about to move forward, what do? We step back and we go back to the familiar. So then we never move forward. We need to understand that when God is pushing us forward, we can't go back. We have to move forward. And no matter how fearful we are, or I'm not going to say doubt, no matter how fearful we are, or can I say this, how scared we may be, we still must move forward. What happens, see, the church has taught you that you can't have those emotions, that those things can't happen to you, but that's a lie. That all is a part of growing and moving forward in the faith. See, the business and the building has told us that we're not supposed to be fearful, because we're beautifully and wonderfully made. We are of the royal priesthood. We have no business having these feelings. I've heard this before. We don't get depressed. Christians shouldn't get depressed. We have God. I think that has changed now. Let's talk about this doubt and fear that holds us back. And sometimes people represent that doubt and that fear. And those people are the ones that are holding us back. It can be friends. It can be co-workers. It can be family. Doubt and fear. Do you understand? Doubt and fear. The doubt part is, I don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure. I know I done went to school for it, or I've been doing it for about 5 years, but I don't know if I can do it. I said this before, and I've talked about doubt many times, and I said on my job, I said, hey, I'll take the boss's position. I'm a pretty smart young man. I'm gonna make 47. Hey, I'm a pretty smart young man. I'm not into that doubting myself, or you wouldn't know what to do. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be taught what to do. Come on now. You're not going to tell me that I'm going to sit here and doubt myself that I can't move forward, or I can't get into six figures. Why? Because of the color of my skin, or because of the all boys club. Hold on now. If I offend, I offend. I'm not doubting myself. I'm not gonna. I said this. I said this a few seconds ago. I said you can be scared. You can be scared. You understand? And the crazy thing that's got me now is I like how Hollywood has not betrayed, as portrayed. A lot of times when you're scared and you have that friend to push you forward. And I'm talking about the sucky movies. I'm not talking about action or anything. When you're scared to move forward or you're scared to say something and you have that friend that is with you that says, say what you need to say. Go ahead and move while you're standing there. Stop being afraid. We have God on our side, everybody. It is not meant for us to stay in the same place and do the same thing over and over again. But we doubt ourselves. We're scared to go to the next level. As Elder Kirk has said, and what Elder Kirk, said on my last podcast, I was telling you, I was fearful of getting a vehicle with a payment. Okay, I was fearful. I thank God. Hallelujah. But I was fearful. I've always said, you've heard me, I don't get nothing for no payment and giving the government all my money and all this other kind of stuff. I'm not a credit kind of guy. And then I was fearful. I was scared, honestly. And from time to time, I'm going to give it back. I don't care, whatever. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. And guess what? God said, that's your vehicle. Stop talking about you going to give it back. That's not happening. There's traveling to be done. There's work to be done. And that's what the vehicle is for. So guess what? So, I have no time to be fearful or scared. It's time to move forward. It's time to do the work that God has called me to do. It is time for you to do what God has given you to do. There's no more time. The word is already in your heart. Just because you don't remember or you're not in tune with the pastor when the pastor asks a question like the other person does not mean that you don't have God. You're just not in tune with that curriculum and it's not meant for you. Oh, I've been there. I was like, wow. The pastor asked a question and one time, some dude from somewhere else, another ministry, we had a conference and the dude from the other ministry was like, right on it, like, bow, bow. And I had never seen him before in my life. And he was, you know what I'm saying? And the pastor was like, you real good. You in tune. You ready. And guess what? They were very happy with themselves. So we need to get an understanding, everybody, that when it comes to doubt and fear, God did not give us those things. Those things come with our natural humanness. Do you understand? It is the part of us that is human. See, the church doesn't want you to deal with your human. They want to put God super with your natural, and now you're supernatural. No, I don't think so. Every time we talk about putting on the new man, and then you got to let the old man go. I look at that old man all the time. I look at that old man. I grabbed my arm one time. The pastor said that I grabbed my skin, and the pastor got mad at me. I don't care, whatever. I'm like, this the same. This shit right here, man. But they were trying to be super spiritual, supernatural. We need to begin to understand that you are human and there are things that you deal with. There are things that you are scared of. And stop letting people tell you you're not supposed to be scared. Stop letting people tell you that you're not supposed to this and you're not supposed to that. You are your own individual. If you're scared, so what? If you have fear, so what? And if there is some doubt, let's get together and work through it. Come on now. When God brings these things to us, y'all, we have to move forward. And I'm not going to talk about, the devil. I told you, I don't have time for that. I've already asked my question. Nobody's answered it. So okay, whatever. I'm not very, like I said before, we respect the enemy too much. We oh devil, oh you did this, oh you did that. You know what? Get out of my face. I don't have time for that nonsense. What I'm acknowledge him for, he don't acknowledge me. I heard that. You don't acknowledge me. He trying to knock me, stop everything that I'm doing. I don't think so. I don't have time. We have no conversation. You don't exist. Get out my face. You understand? It's time for us to deal with doubt and fear. If we didn't have it, it wouldn't be in the Word. You understand what I'm talking about? If we didn't have it, it wouldn't be there. If it wasn't truth in it, guess what? Come on now. We wouldn't have to fight with it. We wouldn't have to deal with it. But we do, right? So come on then. Let's move forward. All right? Yes, you have those. Yes, you have those. But guess what? We get through them. Do you understand when Elder Kirk always says this to y'all? People be in the church for 40 and 50 years and don't know God, didn't move forward, very familiar with the church program, but have no personal relationship with God. They may be able to pray real good, you understand what I'm talking about? And I mean real good, and pray some scriptures, but the heart is not right because it's full of tradition. Everybody turn with me, Matthew 21:21. And I'm gonna start with 19. And as he saw, we're talking about Jesus, one single leafy fig tree above the roadside, he went to it, but he found nothing but leaves on it. Seeing that in the fig tree the fruit appears at the same time as the leaves. And he said to it, never again shall fruit grow on you. And the fig tree withered up at once. 20. When the disciples saw it, they marveled greatly and asked, how is it that the fig tree has withered away all at once? Okay, I'm in the Amplified, everybody. And Jesus answered them, truly say to you, if you have faith, truly I say to you, if you have faith, a firm relying trust, and do not doubt, you will not only do what has been done to the fig tree, but even if you say to this mountain, be taken up and cast into the sea, it shall be done. See, oh my God! But what happens a lot of times when you want to do things that Pastor Mountain stands there and said that's either too big for you or I do not give you permission. You are not allowed. Mountain, get into the sea. I know what God told me. I used this one time before, and this is what I want you to understand, everybody. When this is going to go in with doubt and fear. Okay, I played that song one time for y'all, and it was the one where Brandy was singing with the. She was singing the song, and it said, "Lord, deliver me." He was talking about his aunt was getting beat by the deacon of the church, and everybody knew and did nothing. And she said, Lord, deliver me, while she was washing dishes and she was in the kitchen. She doubted herself and she was fearful to walk out of that front door. So she had to stand there and say, Lord, deliver me. Now, I need you to understand something. Elder Kirk was a bit rough when I said that, and I understand now because the wife took me to the side and said, well, Dwight, you need some things you need to understand. And I understood. So Elder Kirk wants to, kind of fall back a little bit on that. I was a bit rough. And sometimes when it comes to faith, I am rather forward. I'm not too, say I'm not too prissy when it comes to some things. If you want to go, they go to the front door. And with that. Sometimes when it's a mental thing, you understand, it's not that easy. So,